So I go to check into the hotel. These people are either very docile or extremely aggressive, and I've had both experiences. So this time, I walk in, I say, "Hey, I'm here to check in." The guy says, "How about a last name?" I mean, where does he get the fucking nerve? They're supposed to be a little more professional and courteous than that, and just kind of threw me off. So I left and came back later. No, I didn't. I actually just did what he said, but that would have made for a better story. Steve Weiner here from GetRubix.com, and today we're going to go over everything new in Intune so far. It's the month of March. Figure we're just about wrapping up the first quarter. You know, if you're a business person, quarters are important. So let's go through everything that was added together. I don't know, it felt like I wanted to rage out, but I mean, I also had to stay there for 5 days, so I didn't want to make an entire scene. You know, then they do things like mess with your room, or, you know, take some of the towels away, or not give you enough toilet paper, and then the whole hotel experience is just ruined.
GetRubix, solving for the modern workplace.
Okay, so you're going to head to learn.microsoft.com / well, bunch of stuff. I'll put the link below. This is where you're always going to see the what's new in Intune. So it's always updated, and they do give you some important notices too if stuff's really not, you know, ready to roll to production yet. So we're going to go back just a little bit. So starting off, right, the Microsoft Tunnel. If you're not familiar, this is it's almost like the successor to Per App VPN for devices. What's nice is they have this readiness tool now that you can download and run, right, to see if everything is all set before you go ahead and install it. So this is super helpful. It's, you know, something you generally install on a Linux server, and it's not terribly complicated. We'll eventually do it here on the channel, but it's always nice when they have some kind of tool to help us. So if you're using that or planning on using it, that's a great thing. So first off, endpoint privilege management. Nothing changed here in the GUI, but all the policies can now be assigned to all Windows PCs, especially including ARM chipsets. So the Windows Copilot PCs, Snapdragon processors, the policies will work now. So you don't have to do anything. Just know that you can apply them to everything if you want to. So that's cool that they fixed that. Moving along, some new settings have been added to the Apple settings catalog. So let's go ahead and take a look, and we're going to see that across the board. So let's start with Mac OS and configuration. Let's make a new policy and choose settings catalog. Okay, so first off, under restrictions, we have some new ones. So we have allow Apple Intelligence Report, allow mail smart replies. Okay, allow Safari summary, and allow notes transcription. So these are all relatively new settings. You can also, there should be a remote desktop one. So here, okay, you can enable or disable remote desktop. Now for the iOS folks out there, we also have a lot that was added to restrictions. So let's go to the settings catalog. Okay, we're going to scroll down to restrictions, and we're going to see a lot of the same stuff. So we're going to see allow Apple Intelligence Report. We're going to see allow mail smart replies, allow notes transcription summary, allow Safari summary, and also really new, and this I know folks have been asking about for a while, allow default messaging app modification and the calling app. So you can actually enable or disable the ability for folks to mess with that. So some really nice additions here in iOS world. Okay, a big one now I know everyone was waiting for. The new lapse policies are finally built in. Let's go ahead and take a look. So if you go to account protection, we'll create a policy, Windows, local admin, password solution, and let's see what we got. Okay, automatic account management enabled. The target account will be automatically managed. And now you see all the settings here that we previously had to do with CSP, you could just do here. So automatic management enable account will be enabled. Name randomization, automatic account management target. You can make a new account right here. you can set the name or prefix. So you could say local admin, and if you have this on, it'll automatically add the suffix to it. So really nice that that's all right here for you. We don't have to go anymore through the CSP. Bear in mind that I believe this still only works on 24H2, so I don't believe it's backported, but we could always look at that later. In fact, we'll probably do a follow-up on that because I get asked about that quite a bit. Okay, another big win in the Apple world is the use of declarative device management. We talked about this a little bit when we started talking about some of the new Intune protocols. But just to kind of give you a taste of what it is, you're actually able to enforce user sting on the latest OS version now. It's a lot easier. So I'm going to go to the settings catalog. Whatever, we're just going to get into it. And declarative device management. So you can see these are those policies that run on this updated protocol, and one of which is software update enforce latest. So I'm going to go ahead and click this. You can enforce the latest version. You can put a delay in days, right? And that's the maximum time. And this is the number of days that have to pass before it's a deadline, right? Once the new update's released. So if you want to do 3 days, and then you can do, an install time. So 11:59. Well, actually, technically, you're going to use military time. So 23:59 would be 11:59. But you set it right here, and it is enforced. And I believe we can do the same thing on the iOS side. Let's just double check. Yep, declarative device management. So software enforce latest, and there we go. So you can do the same thing for iOS, and this includes iPad OS as well. So keep all the devices up to date. Way easier to do now. Okay, for the folks using Copilot for security, you can now query. You can now build those queries with Copilot when you're looking at the new multi-device query. And they have some prompts here. Get devices that will install hotfix, list company-owned Windows. You could also talk to it in plain text. Show all devices with a Core i7 CPU. Okay, I don't have Copilot enabled, but if I did, that would write the query for me. That's a whole other issue. I really don't want to get into the Copilot and the money conversation with everyone, but it is useful, and if you are using it, now you have the ability to have it make queries for you, so you get more out of the multi-device query feature. And kind of rounding everything else off, some new apps were added to the app protection policies. So when we go here, we want to do selected apps. We have some new ones, I believe. So on the iOS side, Fastly Life is a new app. And I think we have Lemur Pro for Intune. So on iOS, we have those. And on the Android side, we have InTap, which is this guy right here. And we also have DL Cloud. So if you use any of these, they now have the SDK built in, so you can just enforce app protection, which is nice. So, man, this list grew a lot from when it started. So it's something we don't always look at, but it's just, it's a lot. Let me know which one of these you're more interested in, because I want to do follow-ups kind of covering specific things. I get asked about this a lot, and I don't always remember to do it, but it's, probably a good idea to once a month we just sit down and talk about, what did they come out with? What's different? If for nothing else, then maybe you're just not aware of it, right? And it might be nothing exciting. It might be an answer to a problem that's been really bothering you. So let me know if you found that helpful, and we'll keep doing it. And as always, we'll be seeing you.